Okay, let me see what the date is first. I think I know what the date is. Let's have a look anyway. Date. Date. Let's see. Oh, it's the 23rd of May 2023, 12:52 a.m. And I have paused this movie. Talking about. Okay. Hello. I could not wait. I could not wait until this. I could not wait until this movie finished before I started speaking. I had to pause it. I've paused it. I couldn't wait another 20 minutes for it to finish. Called The Old Dark House, 1932. Charles Lawton and some other wonderful characters. And I've paused it because I wanted to say how exquisite it is. I love these old movies. They're my earliest memories of when I was growing up, and I love them. I adore them. In a time before I was born. Now the thing is, everything 1973 and earlier is an interesting, fascinating, intriguing world to me. It's like yes, movies were being made before I was born, and that world fascinates me. Those people, they fascinate me. The language and the dialect fascinate me. I'm intrigued by it. The Old Dark House. I'm not too sure how many times I've seen this film. Maybe I don't know. This might be the 7th time I've seen it. Maybe the 8th, because I've seen it twice during the last 12 months. In fact, I watched a couple of months ago. The thing about this movie is that I was sitting there thinking, I'm watching it, and I'm thinking, oh, I've got to start talking about it. I'm going to pause and start talking about it. Every shot is like a portrait. Every shot is like a masterpiece. Every shot is set up like an exquisite portrait. And the lighting, the lighting of these movies, let me just say, I haven't got the lounge room light on. This is what's that shot there? Let's just press play. Put the headphones in. Just my headphones in. Let's press play. When I watch these old movies, Charles Lawton. Is it Charles Lawton? Is that how you pronounce it? He's a lot of character. He's funny. The way they set these shots up, it's like they just come naturally to them. That they plan these shots, they set them up in such a way that they're like portraits. But it's the atmosphere, the lighting. The lighting is gorgeous. The lighting is absolutely gorgeous. The lighting is gorgeous, and the tone, the costumes, the outfits, I was about to say period piece, what they were wearing in the 1930s, and the thing is that this. Look, I just want. I'm not lost for words. I'm just going to get my glasses on so that I want to talk about the cast. Now, every time I watch this movie, I say, oh, I'm not going to watch this again. I'm going to watch this now. Boris Karloff is magnificent in this. And Gloria Stewart, she is like, wow. All the players are terrific. I mean, they are all terrific. And Ernest, this guy, I have this affinity for the movies of the golden age of Hollywood in the 1930s, and there is just something about Hollywood in the 1930s. It's 1932, the old dark house, and um, the script is funny, and these players, these actors, they carry it out. Let me take these headphones out for a moment. They carry it out so well. They interact with each other so well, and um, I'm thinking as I'm watching it, as I'm watching this movie, I think to myself, what was it like back in those days? Back in the 1930s in Hollywood, what was it like? And try to imagine what these guys were like when their cameras off, and I look at their clothes, and I listen to the way they speak, and the way they interact with each other. Not so dissimilar to now. Not so dissimilar, and but it's wonderful. They make me feel like wearing a suit on. I put a suit on, and I like their haircuts. And the thing is, the people in this movie, well, there's two things. They were born in the 1800s, which I find just like, wow. They were all the people in this movie. Oh, Gloria Stewart. Um, she was probably born in the early 1900s. She was born in the early 1900s. Um, and the thing is that they're all now deceased. So all the people actually they're all deceased, which is a bit bizarre. So everyone in this movie is now deceased. I love the black and white of it, and as I'm watching it, like when I'm watching it, sometimes I try to think to myself, yes, but I mean they filmed it in black and white, but I try to envision it in colour, like how it was, and sometimes I can't quite get there because these black and white movies, I look at that era as in black and white. Everything about the way it's shot is marvellous. Lighting and um, these are wonderful, wonderful movies. These are wonderful movies, and I like everything from the set design and the steps outside. I get different emotions. I get different feelings. I almost not a sense of nostalgia, or not a sense of nostalgia for a time that I didn't experience, but almost sort of. I grew up with these movies. I grew up with these black and white movies, and so they represent something quite significant to me. And watching these actors from the 1930s, they were wonderful, terrific. They're funny. They got character. They got character, charm, personality. Quite smooth, and even sometimes it's rough around the edges. Um, just oh, what was it like back? I like what was it like back then. This is my insight into it. So I'm going to continue watching it. I'm going to continue watching it, and then I'm going to say more about it. Oh my goodness. It's like that world is delving into that world. It's just it's compelling. I find them to be charming. Is there a sadness? I, there is a sadness in a sense. I see more beauty in it than anything else. The joy that I get from it. Oh, how I love the photography. And I'm so going to pause this. I'm going to continue watching it. Well, certain moment, and the acting, of course, the acting of this, the acting is different. The acting is different, and it's a different era, different style. That's how I feel when I look at the sets. The world that I didn't know, but that I see through the film, that I get a sense of it through the film. I look into a world that I know and love through the movies or the film. I'm intrigued. I'm fascinated by it, by these people who are no longer alive, but they're so professional. They're so professional. And they're charming and funny. I'm gonna watch the rest of it now. I'm gonna watch the rest of it. Okay, I'm gonna watch the rest of it. Now. Also, there's a sense of foreboding that I get. I get it working with any movie, but there's a sense of foreboding that I get as well with with this movie in certain parts. Just with certain things. Not really an anxiety, just a certain foreboding. And also Boris Karloff, his character, a huge character. I mean, physically huge. And he's got a big presence, big on-screen presence. He's a brute. He's a brute, and just the ornaments and the glassware and the glasses and everything that is used in this movie, and it provokes me in different ways. It evokes different emotions. Just makes me think of the golden era of Hollywood and that world. Yeah, I there's a frame. When they're in the frame, the camera's on the tracking rail, and it's moving along, and I thought of a few things to say. I know where I get my foreboding from because, like I said, this was made in 1932, and a lot of history, more than 5 decades have come after this. Like all the decades that came after this, and all the history that came after this, and all the changes. I think that's where I get the sense of foreboding from. This is a particular era, a particular time and place. And the thing is, when I watch these movies, I just look at the clothes, the outfits, and it makes me feel like wearing a suit and having a short back and sides, and little things they say. Some of their lines are so funny, and it's fascinating. But I get caught up in it. I get involved in it. I feel like I'm a part of it, yet not, but yet I am, and it's magical. It is magical, and yet there's a strangeness about it, a mystery, and I love the clothes, the back of clothes back then. I'm gonna continue watching it now. Listen. I'm going to continue watching it now. I'm going to continue watching, continue to watch. Yes, the old dark house, 1932. Look, they're all positioned in there like theatre actors. Look at that. Boris Karloff is such a big presence. My goodness. My goodness. Oh, yes. Aren't they wonderful? Aren't they wonderful? They're wonderful. My goodness, it's like a magical adventure I just went on. The old dark house, 1932, just finished. And every aspect of it I enjoyed, and I think about, and brood about, and all the actors involved, and they're all unique, and it's a different class of acting, and they're all terrific. I I've thought of putting it together in a shortcut, and I've thought of an extended thing to talk about. It's curious. I'm curious about them, and they're curious, and a bit of a theory, something that just occurred to me in regard of Boris Karloff's, in regard of the character that Boris Karloff is playing. Before us, he's a brute, but I think it's mentioned in one of the characters says he's a brute. Now, but what do I think of him? What do I think of my thoughts of him? Well, he doesn't see pretty women. I don't know if he sees pretty women very often. Lovely woman, beautiful woman very often. So these people have turned up on the doorstep. They've arrived at his residence, and so how does he deal with that? He gets drunk, and maybe he doesn't know how to approach women, and they got these men there, got the testosterone going, and they got the estrogen going, and so how does he? Okay. The memory ran out just before us. Just saying how Boris Karloff's character deals with this, these beautiful women, and this gentleman, and so it's almost like he turns into like a caveman. He's a caveman, like a savage. I think perhaps there's a gentle interior there, but he's trying to work out. He's trying to figure out how to deal with this, and what to do. And I think he gets a bit of anxiety himself, and gets nervous himself, and so he just doesn't. His reaction is one of heaviness toward the situation. Just my thoughts. big ornaments in the house, aren't there? Big ornaments on a Hollywood set. Uh, and that older guy in the bed, I think that's a woman playing the part. Clever. It's just an older world, an older, different world. They're curious about it, get a few anxieties about it, and there's beauty in there, and it's all intriguing. I think I get something new out of it every time, and something to think about and ponder. But yes, when I said brute, I just thought I could do better than that. I can go beyond that. It seemed like a limited description. It seemed like a limited. It seemed like a limited analysis, if you will. It seemed like a limited description. Okay, all right. Not forgetting, of course. Indeed. Bramber Wills, who is Soul. He is terrific. I think he's wonderful. I think he plays his part extremely well. It's sort of subtle. Okay, he just plays his part well. He doesn't go over the top. I was going to say the thing over the top, but he does. He does it in such a great way. He puts a lot of energy into it, a lot of energy and a lot of passion. A lot of energy and a lot of passion into it. And he plays his part well. Saul has done very well. But that part is played very well. That part is played very well. And he is quite good. He is quite good. Yes. 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 Is the 23rd of May 2023. It's 5:36 p.m. and it's about the passage of time. Actually, the passage of time and how we see things through a contrast. Because at the time when this movie came out, I think people would have been scared by it. They would have been entertained by it in a different way that I am now, because I look back on it as a historical treasure. And what have I just done with my arm? Oh, because I'm laying on the what? Just a sec. I'm just laying. Oh, okay. I was laying on the keyboard. Now, the way I look back on this, when this came out, this would have been considered differently. Probably was like audience would have viewed this differently today. I still see it. I see it as a bit of a horror and more of a historical look back. As the passage of time, the retrospective view, the retrospect view, and it is about the passage of time with this. It was done. This is a Universal Pictures movie. Universal Pictures. With the glasses, Universal Pictures movie. I could avoid laying on the keyboard. That's really laying on the keyboard. All sorts of things happen. Now, director James Whale, and budget of $250,000, and yeah, Boris Karloff is a bit of a brute in this, and what I was going to say was, I don't necessarily like all the movies of this era. Not all the movies of this era. Not all the movies of this era that I've seen do I like, but I've seen do I like. But this year. Alright, I just want to say that passage of time, seeing things in contrast, and shades of the contrast. Alright, add this in then, or I'm going to add this in. Oh, they all fascinate me, that era. I do get a sense of foreboding though when it's outside in the 1930s sometimes. I get anxieties about certain things. For the most part though, it's just appreciation and being intrigued. Those shots in the 90s movies are all like portraits, sound like portraits. Okay, well, alright then, well, thanks for watching. Comments down below. Tell me what you think of this movie. If you like it, if you appreciate it. And, I'm going to wrap this up now. It's about, it's about 1:30, is it? It's 1:37 AM. Okay. Patrick, and thank you for watching. Thank you for watching.